Hello there folks and welcome back. My name is Steven and today we're reviewing this Vortex Venom. This is the 5-25x56 FFP or first focal plane rifle scope. Now this scope is basically marketed to be an entry-level long-range precision rifle scope or a precision rifle scope series competitive rifle scope. Now, anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the basic features of this scope before we go further in depth. This scope features a 5-25 variable power zoom. It is 56mm objective for good light gathering and image quality. It has an eye relief of 3.6 inches, which is basically ample. In my opinion, anything over 3.5 is good. It has exposed tactical turrets for both your windage and your elevation turret. It has 1/4 of MOA adjustment per click, has 85 minutes of MOA adjustment in the elevation knob and windage adjustment in your windage knob. It has 25 minutes of elevation adjustment per rotation, which is really good at a scope in this price category or price point. It has adjustable side parallax, 15 yards to infinity, and it has 15.3 inches long, and it weighs 35 ounces. So the takeaway on this is appears to be what it is an excellent entry-level long-range precision scope or PRS competition scope. It has very large turrets, and it has a lot of MOA adjustment per revolution, which makes it easy to quickly adjust to long distance shooting. But let's go over some of these features in more detail. It comes with a sunset shade, and it comes with this rubber bikini top. Now, I'll probably be doing a follow-up review on this scope, but one thing I did notice, and this is a negative, I bought this rifle scope out of my own pocket with my own money, and I bought it from the Vortex store on Amazon, and as you can see here, it was damaged in shipping. This is made of, I believe, 6061 aluminum. It is a very heavy scope though, being 35 ounces. That's pretty heavy, even for the 5-25 magnification range. This is a first focal plane scope though. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at some of this damage here. So this is the thread insert that holds the sunshade in, and basically I can't put the sunshade in or use the sunshade because somewhere in shipping this box was smashed a little bit, and it actually damaged the edge here on the bell or the bell of the scope right here on the objective. So this is smashed in, and I will have to send this to Vortex or return this scope for that to be repaired. Now, one thing to note that is really, really cool about the scope is the tube size of this is 34 millimeters. And what that allows is it allows ample room for the erector set to be capable of having that 85 minutes of elevation adjustment. So you could use this scope for ELR shooting within reason because you have 85 minutes of adjustment. You put a 20 or 40 MOA rail base on this, and you're going to be able to get a lot of adjustment out of the scope. Now, let's go down to some of these features here. It features XD lens elements, XD or extra low dispersion coating. It is fully multi-coated first focal plane and glass etched reticle. The construction on this is fog-proof, waterproof. It has that 6061, probably T6 aluminum, but at least 6061 aluminum. Has Armor Tech coating on the lenses, so it's going to be extra resistant to scratches and grime damaging your lens, as well as it is shock proof. It doesn't say if it's shock proof up to like 50 BMG, it just says shock proof. Now let's go ahead and take a look at these turrets and see how they feel and sound. Now, one thing to note is these do have a zero stop, but they are not locking. The Vortex Strike Eagle has locking turrets and a zero stop. But anyways, you can see these have numeric values for every MOA, and then it has little numbers on top. So if you go you can go 2 full revolutions without having to actually count your MOA. But anyways, let's go ahead and see how these feel. So you know what? The hash mark on the scope body lines up actually perfectly with the hash scope on the turret, which is rare to see in a price a scope in this price class. It also has this indicator line on the scope body saying up, so you know which direction. One thing to note though is it doesn't have full revolution indicators, so every revolution you go, it's not going to have any indicator that tells you how many revolutions you've actually gone unless you keep track of that. It does, like I say, have a zero stop system, which is nice, and that's something you don't see on every scope in this price class. The tactileness is actually, you know what, they're a little smushy. You can feel each click, but not a ton, not as much as on higher end scopes. And they are quite quiet, so that's not very audible, which some people don't want it audible and some people do. So that's kind of a personal preference thing, but it is very quiet and not very tactile really, but they do line up nicely with the hash marks. Let's try this windage. See, now that one feels just a tiny bit more mushy to me, but pretty much the same in every other aspect. One thing to note on this that's nice is it has an R indicator on the numeric value and an L, so that you know if you're going right or left with your windage. Then on this side here, you have your side parallax adjustment. That knob's really smooth, fluid. It does get a little bit stiff on mine near the end, but not bad at all. There's a tiny little like hiccup in it, but it's almost totally unnoticeable. So really, a really nice feeling side parallax. Now let's go to the magnification ring. It's stiff, but fluid. No hiccups, grind, or creaking at all. Just feels really good, smooth. Nothing to complain about there. The eye box on this is pretty small, so it's surprising that it has a 3.6 inch eye relief. And then it has this fast focus eyepiece. This is not locking, but it does move very nicely and does its job appropriately. Now, when I have looked through the glass on this briefly, mind you, this has not been field tested yet, the glass seems really good at its price point, and so did the reticle. It was clear. There wasn't like, you know, specks in the glass or anything like that. The reticle looked good. It was easy to see, but you know, it has basically your Christmas tree style reticle with, you know, MOA hash marks and for holdover and for windage. It's non-illuminated though, so take note, unlike the Strike Eagle that has illumination, this one is not illuminated. But you know what, it seems like a really good budget-friendly entry-level scope for PRS or long-range shooting or even ELR. But you know, it is a little concerning because if I looked at the box where this was damaged, there was almost no damage on the box. The box had been impacted, but not much at all. So for that much damage to have occurred just from the box smashing it a little bit does beg to differ, you know, how this would hold up in the field if it was dropped. Now, obviously the Vortex VIP warranty is excellent, and I know 100% they would take care of this. Absolutely. But it does make me wonder how this ring, now see this aluminum body is aluminum, but this little ring insert right here for that you screw in the sunshade into, I don't know if that's the same quality aluminum or not, because it looks like it caved in pretty easily right there. But anyways, you know, overall it's probably a really good scope. A little disappointed that it was you know, damaged in shipping. That's not necessarily Vortex's fault. Overall, first impressions are good apart from that damage.